welcome to my Mind Over Your Matter. My name is Rick, and welcome to the show. Started a little late today because I had a late night little special, um, which I got off here like at 2:30 in the morning. it was I was a little hyped up, so I couldn't get to sleep right away. So I had to do a little show last night. Um, so I kind of slept in the morning, and I had initially scheduled the show for 1 o'clock. I wanted to do 12, but I was just too tired, and I had a couple of things I had to do. Had to put some of the dishes in the dishwasher, get them washed, uh, take care of myself, and some of the things I needed to get done before coming on here and doing another like 4 or 5 hours. It was just it was pretty cool, you know. Went over to Alex's show and had a great time over there. Met a couple of people over there that were really cool, and now I'm here, part two of last night's show. I think last night I think it was like a few hours. I think like 2.5 hours or so I did last night. I know I didn't get off until like 2:30 in the morning, and I was like, "No, I gotta get off. I gotta get off this thing." But I had a good time. It was fun. It was good times. For anyone who are rewatching, I appreciate you very much. You guys are awesome. For those who are watching on Rumble, thank you. I appreciate it. Subscribe, follow, like the videos. Same with YouTube. Let's start building up the subscription count. I'm already above 360, so that's pretty cool. We're gonna, try to reach 500. Well, let's reach 400. Let's make a goal 400 and go up to 500, 600, 700, 8, 9, 10, 1,000. It'll be nice to get to 1,000. I'm surely I'll get there. I gotta just be consistent and persistent. With that said, I'm gonna grind up my medicine. I need to take one of my medications. I forgot to take it. Sometimes I forget. I just remember on the show. I'm like, oh no, I gotta take one of my medications. So I tend to put the show on a little break. But I'll do that in a little bit. I'm not gonna do that right now. I can wait. I can wait a little bit. Let me just grind up my medicine and roll it up and get it ready. I feel like today's gonna be like a hangout day more than a psychic show for some reason. I feel like it's gonna be like a hangout. Everybody's gonna just come in little by little and hang out. Let's go ahead and grind our medicine here. My marijuana, my weed, whatever you want to call it, Mary Jane. Has so many names. I don't know. It just makes me feel better. Makes me be able to do what I do also better. Helps with a lot of anxiety. Yeah, this morning's a little crazy. Florida is under a hurricane warning. They got a hurricane. Well, it's a tropical storm right now, but it's close to becoming a hurricane. And the storm name is Nicole. And the storm is rapidly intensifying. So don't be surprised if the storm reaches like category 2 before landfall, because they're predicting category 1. But I saw the storm and the radar of the storm. It kind of feels like it's going to rapidly turn into a category 2 before landfall. And I hope Florida's ready for it, because it's another little storm that's going to come through, dump a lot of rain, flood out neighborhoods, cause problems like usual. It seems like these storms are something's funny about it, and it's just weird and funny. And the reason why, because the storm was projected a week out from its time frame. Like, it was predicted like a week ahead, and there was nothing in the area. There was nothing, no low pressure, no storms, no nothing. And the Weather Channel was like, "Oh, there's gonna be something developing here in this area." I'm like, "But there's nothing there. How is something you're gonna predict something out of like thin air? It's not like it came from Africa or anything like that. It's just popped out of nowhere and formed into the storm." So I feel like this storm has been super manipulated. I feel like something's not right. Like, I don't know. Maybe you can give me your opinions on that. But let me put out the link here. Let me put up my Rumble. See if I'm on Rumble. I should be live. I'm always on there. So yeah, it's going. Hey, Hobby, I see you there. I'm going to the store. I'll be right back, buddy. Okay, go to the store. Have fun. Get that coffee. Because I know that's what you're going for. That coffee. But I just feel like the weather's being manipulated, and I think like the Weather Channel is pretty much part of the government, so it's kind of like a government um kind of weather forecasters, but they're tied in with the government, and all their lines are fed to them, so they don't speak freely. They speak what's told to them to say. That's why sometimes I don't like watching the Weather Channel, because you can feel it. You can feel the fakeness of it, and like the underestimation of the storms. Like, I love how they underestimate the storm and say, "Oh yeah, it's gonna make landfall as a tropical storm," but the storm is projected to become a hurricane, and not only that, but it's rapidly intensifying. So how can you assume that it's going to be a tropical storm or landfall if the storm is rapidly intensifying and is projected to hit as a Category 1 hurricane? That's that contradiction of that's how people get confused, and that's how people die, because they're listening to them and they're saying, "Oh no, it's not going to be that bad. It's not going to be bad." Any hurricane and every hurricane is bad. All it takes is one squall weather of a tornado and your life is over. And how much worse is that, of losing your life? I think that's pretty bad. So for them to say that, I think it's very reckless. And I think, like, that's not right. I mean, one life is too much. And I think the way they're playing it down, it just makes it seem like they want people to get injured. They want people to die. They want people, you know, to suffer. And that's kind of fucked up by these weather channels. I'll tell you right now, every hurricane is serious. Everyone, even a Category 1. Just the flooding, the water, and the funny part is, like, "Oh, you don't have to worry about the flooding. There's not going to be much flooding." Are you fucking kidding me? Florida floods very easily with one little thunderstorm that comes through in the afternoon, and you're going to say that a big ass hurricane that's coming, that's almost 300 miles wide, is not going to do any flooding? You got to be fucking kidding me, right? You're like, I hate these weather um analysts, or um it's just sickening, because that's the lines that they're given to say, and they're saying it like freely, like it's all good and okay. It's just fucking bullshit. I'm gonna roll me a joint. Maybe this help me calm down from the stupidity from these weather analysts, whatever you want to call them. I don't think they're analysts or nothing. They're just reading off a teleprompter and listening and being told what to say. That's not too much of an analyst. That's just repeating. Never trusted the Weather Channel. Those motherfuckers, I never trusted even the governments, where they go into the planes with the planes and get the information from the storms. I feel like they manipulate the storms more than anything when they go in and fly into these storms. Sometimes you have these storms that are like, they're kind of like crappy storms, and all of a sudden they sent out a recon plane to the storm, and then the storm just explodes into a hurricane. I wonder why. I wonder what they put into the hurricanes to make these storms become these monsters that they are. It's fucking crazy. But I hope people are prepared in Florida for the storm. The storm is gonna cause some headaches between today and tomorrow. And I think the landfall is supposed to be tomorrow. It's right now. It's intensifying. Like it's about to develop an eye on the storm. If the storm is developing an eye, that storm is really rapidly intensifying. I remember when Katrina came in through Florida, kind of like the same way, but it came across downwards. And Katrina was a Category 1 hurricane, and that bitch caused major problems, like major problems for South Florida. And they too then played down the weather like, oh no, it's just a Category 1, it's just a weak hurricane. There's no such thing as just a weak hurricane. It does not make any fucking sense if you're going to say that to the public and you're trying to warn the public to prepare themselves and get ready and this and that, and then you're going to come and say, oh yeah, it's just a weak hurricane. Come on, man. You just are fucking contradicting yourselves. It's like there's no such thing as a weak hurricane. There's no such thing. There's a Category 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the intensity of it. Cat 1s are very dangerous, as more dangerous as a Cat 5, because the tornadoes that are inside it, the possibility of floodwaters, the uncertainty of it, because it's a rapidly developing system. You don't know what you got until it gets to you. So these storms and these weather analysts, or whatever you want to call them, they're just all full of shit, and I'm getting tired of them just playing down systems that people need to be prepared for and be at home for. It's just, I guess that's the main reason, I left Florida, is because I didn't want to deal with hurricanes. I'm gonna be dealing with the after effects of the storm, because this storm is gonna hit Florida and then it's gonna go northwards, and it's gonna go northeast towards us here in the northeast. So we're definitely gonna get a lot of rain on probably Friday into Saturday. We're gonna get the brunt of the storm, and it's gonna be heavy rains. It's gonna be windy conditions, very windy. This is maybe the storm that's gonna knock down all the leaves that are still on the trees, because we still have fall foliage still coming down. But I feel like this is the one storm that's just gonna say, fuck it. It's gonna just take all the leaves off, and it's gonna make a lot of people happier, because at least all the leaves are down and they don't have to be doing, the cleanup every other day, because it's a lot. There's like billions of leaves on the ground, and the people have to pick it up, and have to clean it up. And it's a lot of work. It's not easy work for individuals to go out and be cleaning and picking up leaves. It's not fun at all. I feel bad for the people that have to do it, because, like, for me, I have a bad back, I have a bad spine, and I cannot do that. Even snow cleanup, I cannot do that either. Um, Shit, even at my house, I have problems like having to bend down and get stuff, because my back is just, it gets really bad at times. Um, but hopefully, to see what happens with the storm, is hopefully it doesn't really intensify to a Category 2 as I'm seeing it in my vision, because it's just really rapidly, it's like it's getting stronger and stronger as it's getting closer to Florida. So, and this is the second hurricane that's hitting Florida. One from the west side, and this one's gonna be hitting from the east side. Do I feel like this is being done on purpose, or it's been manipulated? Yes, hell yeah. If you had seen the storm before, like going back a week ago, like there was nothing. There was nothing. And all of a sudden, this thing just popped out of nowhere. Like, how can storm, like, it doesn't make sense to me at all. It doesn't make sense. And the way it formed, and the way it's moving, and the way the high pressure is, and It's very awkward track and heading straight towards Florida at a certain angle. It's just, to me, it calls like there's something funny going on, and it's not Mother Nature doing it. Let's go ahead and roll this joint out. Roll this paper. That's why I like the rolling machine, because it makes it so much easier for me to roll my joints. I already have the tip in there. That's already it's a pre-roll tip that I buy. They're the raw tips, and I use raw organic paper for my rolling paper. And the rolling machine I use is from King Rollers. You could go to the website and check out their products. They have pretty good rolling machines on there. I got the bigger. I have the small size and I have the big one with a drawer. I don't think they make this one anymore, but they do have other ones that they do make, and it's just as good as this roller. But it's one of my favorite devices to use to roll up my joints because it rolls it like little cigarettes. It looks like a little cigarette when I roll it. And you can roll cigarettes on it. You can roll tobacco, whatever. I use it for marijuana. I use it for my medicine. So, and that's it. That's what it does. It makes like little, you can probably see it here now, like little cigarette joints. And it's a nice size too. It's not like a little one. It's a fat little thing. It's a fat little thing. Funny. Let's go ahead and put this back. Let's go ahead and move forward. Not many people on here right now that I see. I see Albie. Albie, what's up? Hereby they use harps and frequencies, right? Yeah, of course they do. I could feel them manipulating the weather. The weather is definitely being manipulated. And Nicole is one of the storms. It's kind of like, it reminds me of Sandy, Hurricane Sandy. Kind of reminds me just like her. But this is going to be more of a tropical core, I feel, and it's gonna do some impacts in Florida. I mean, it's gonna have like Category 2 strength, and it's gonna be a tough storm. Let me send out the invite. Let me go ahead and put it first on Rumble. You're gonna get the first invite, post it, and then I'll go ahead and post on YouTube. But yeah, definitely it's being harped, or some kind of, the National Weather Service versus they're doing something when they go out for these reconnaissance flights. I think they're spraying something in the storm. I just feel like there's something manipulated because the way the storm is just reacting every single time a plane goes in there, it just it like reaffirms my beliefs of them like putting something or some kind of chemical or some kind of spray into the storm that's causing the storms to like become monsters. And this happens all the time when these reconnaissance planes go into the storms. It's like as soon as they come out of it, the storm is like overachiever or achieving crazy amounts of speed and velocity. And I'm like, how does it just happens like that after a plane just goes right in? It just doesn't. I don't know. Something's funny about it. It just, when you smell shit, you know it's shit, right? Because you smell it, and you like, that is shit. That's what I smell right now, and I smell it from this system. It smells like something's funny with it. Something's not right. And as much as I'm thinking that, my belief is being more stronger. and I could really feel it a lot stronger. Um, bringing Albie real quick. Yo, Albie,
Hey, what's up, man?
what's up? Good morning or good afternoon. Good morning to those who are watching the West Coast and the other side of the world. Um, but yeah, this storm is definitely being manipulated. The pressures are rapidly decreasing. I feel like the storm is only going to get stronger, and it's not a good thing. It's really not good. Um, I hope it just, uh, man, it's just the area's gonna hit. It should be okay. But I just feel like the storm is gonna be a lot worse than being projected. A lot worse. And Florida already went through one heavy big storm. This one is not gonna be like it's not gonna be nowhere near Ike did, but it's gonna be enough to cause problems. And I see a lot of problems. And I'm trying to find here where I can see a radar. I'm trying to remember a radar that I used to go to when I was from before. I just don't remember the site that I used to go to. Um, where I could see the storm. I don't see it. I see other channels reporting on it. This thing's definitely going to become a hurricane. It's going to come close to Lake Okeechobee, and it's going to pull around the same area where Ike passed by, where they had like major flooding. Um, it's gonna hit that area again with a lot of rain, and I feel like it's gonna be heavy flooding again, and a lot of homes are gonna be underwater again, especially the homes that are destroyed from Ike. A lot of mobile homes, a lot of like places like in the swampy areas got destroyed, and there's people that are trying to rebuild and trying to put themselves back together, but I feel like this storm is going to cause more flooding because it's going to be a lot of rain. It's going to infiltrate the rivers again, and it's going to push that water downwards. And where that water's going to go, it has to go somewhere. So for people in Florida, they just got to be prepared for flooding. Um,
You know that Hurricane Ike wiped out a beach or something like that?
yeah, my favorite beach that I used to go to is wiped out.
Yeah. And this Hurricane Nicole, the reason why I say harps and frequencies, because they, remember in the Vietnam War, they, that the U.S. discovered harp technology. I think it's alien technology, but I think they're using that to to. But they can't fool me because I researched on it a long time ago. Because I remember talking to my bro about all that. But there's
Yeah,
really
harp
nothing
is
new
they have
about that.
harp. Yeah, they have
Yeah,
harp. It's in Alaska. They have harp machines there. They have harps all over the United States. And not only
yeah,
that, but China has it, Russia has it. They all have it, and they all manipulating the weather. It's all coordinated. It's
yeah.
called weather wars, and that's what's happening. How you think the Mississippi is so dry? You think that happened just coincidence?
No, it happened because they were
Manipulating the
harping.
weather to dry up the Mississippi, so it makes it harder for for the grains and for trading to happen. It's going to cost more to trade for food. It's going to cause more famine. It's it's done on purpose. It's like, when have you ever heard the Mississippi going dry? And
I
they
never
always
heard
called
that
it
in years.
the mighty. What's so mighty about it if it's not mighty right now?
Yeah, but there's other lakes and huge body of oceans being dried up too.
Yeah,
It's
there's
just
places all around the world that are suffering from this. Not only here, not only in the United States, Europe is suffering. Germany is suffering. All these countries in Europe are struggling. China has
yeah. A
its
lot of
ups and
people
downs.
died. See, a lot of people had died in Europe. A lot of people had died in Europe because that harp and how they're doing things with the sun. Talking with Rick.
And not only that, but like in India, they have like major floodings. It gets crazy to the point that people drown with the floods, and it's just I feel like they are manipulating the weather. They're trying to control it. They're doing everything they can. Um, they don't care if things suffer, like the Oroville Dam, like all these. What's the other one? The Hoover Dam. It's all drying up, and it seems like it's done on purpose because remember the weather always follows a pattern. Okay, now if you manipulate that pattern and you put a block, then it can't come downwards, so it stays straight. So the storms are not going to follow that same pattern as followed before. It's going to change its pattern. And by doing that, just a little push, it causes rain to go somewhere else and not fall where it's supposed to. That's what HARP is. That's what HARP does. It's just a bump up to move the weather in another pattern. And yeah, and with these hurricanes, I just feel like not only the harp is kind of like giving that um the strength of the storm, but I feel like when they're flying, the recon planes, they fly into these storms. I just feel like they're the same way they crop dust plants and stuff. They do the same thing with the hurricanes, and I don't
Yeah,
know what they put in it. They put something in it, or they hype it up with something, and the storm really takes off. And it doesn't take long for, let's say, right now, like I've seen Hurricane Andrew that was in the same area, just like that. It was a category 1 turned into a category 5, and super rapid intensification. The storm just took off. Like within 2 days, it became a category 5 hurricane. So I don't think Nicole's gonna do that like that. I think she might like super rapid intensification, but not enough to become a category 5. No way. But it can get close to maybe a category 2. With its strength, and it's gonna have a lot of rain in it. So, um, for the weather channel and for the weather people that are downplaying the flooding, downplaying the tornadoes, downplaying everything, I think that's really reckless. And how are you going to tell people to get prepared, and then when the storm getting close, you downplay it? It's like, to me, it's just funny business. It's something's weird about it, and something, it feels unnatural. It doesn't feel real. It truly doesn't feel real. Um, I'm trying to find a radar here, because usually I'll find radars on YouTube, and they'll put it on a cycle, but I'm not really seeing that here. Let me cut out the voice on him. Right now, the storm as of 1 p.m. advisory winds at 70 miles per hour, gusting at 85, which already technically is gusting as hurricane strength. Um, it should be making landfall tomorrow morning. Let's see. It says Thursday. It should be by Lake Okeechobee. So about, I want to say about maybe like let me see, tonight, about 3, 4 in the morning, it should start making landfall and as a hurricane. Um, Maybe I think it's gonna probably be like a 85 mile per hour hurricane, maybe a high category 1 storm. Um, it's gonna hit in an area that's not really populated as much. The rain is gonna fall. There's gonna be a lot of rain, but I feel like this is like the best case scenario for a storm to hit. It's not like a heavily populated area like Miami or Broward County or even West Palm Beach. Um, it's gonna hit more a little bit northern than that. And those areas they're populated, but they're not overly heavily populated. Um, which it's okay. Hi Danelli, how you doing? Thank you, I appreciate it. I hope you're doing good too. You need to stop by one day and show those Star Wars cards that you were talking about last night. Um, I'm really interested in seeing how they look. Um, those will be very interesting cards. I'm still tired from last night. I am. Um, I'm gonna try to do as much as I can here for the day. If not many people come, maybe I just take a break today and just not do much of a show. Maybe do a 2 hour show instead of a 4 hours, just because I feel tired. And then tomorrow I have a lot of things on my plate. So if I do start my show tomorrow, it's gonna be like around 6 o'clock, 6, 7 o'clock in the evening here in the East Coast. Um, just because tomorrow I have a dental appointment that I gotta get done at 9 in the morning, and then I have physical therapy at 12:30, and then I'm going to the movies to watch Wakanda Forever, Black Panther. I'm gonna give my review on that. Um, I'll be going to that at 3 o'clock. Um, so I have a really busy day in the daytime. So if I do come on, I'll probably come on the evening, give my opinion on the movie, what I would say. I wouldn't run the movie for anybody, but I just give you my opinion if it's worth going to watch or not. If it's a woke movie or if it's a good movie, I'll give you my full opinion. And I'm going on the first show, so um, the movie comes out Friday, but I'm gonna be watching it on Thursday, kind of like a sneak peek type of ordeal. And it's the first show, so I'll definitely have the best opinion for you guys, if it's worth going to watch or not. Um, I've reserved my opinions until I watch the movie. I cannot base my opinions on other people's opinions or thoughts of the wokeness of it. That's okay. I want to see it for myself and see if it's worth for my audience to go and watch. Drink some water. I'm thirsty today. Let me turn on the Rumble candle. You got the Rumble candle on. You're just thinking, I'm tired. I'm tired. It's like I feel like I need a little bit more sleep. Um, if the worst case scenario, I probably just do like an hour now, and then come on a little bit later for part 3. I could do that. I could break it off and then just come in like at 6 o'clock, and do maybe a 3 hour show. Um, so that way I don't be so fatigued and so tired because I feel tired. Um, which is okay. It's okay to be tired. I'm just don't want to sit here feeling this way, and I just feel a little off. I feel like I need a little bit more rest. I need to take a nap, most likely need to take a nap. It's just because my sleep was really disturbed last night. I didn't sleep well. I was very hyped up. The full moon was driving me crazy. I did a nice little show what Alex did last night. It was really fun. I really enjoyed his channel and his people. He had really cool people over there. So thanks, Alex, for having me over on your channel. And then I decided to come on and do a little show on my channel late last night, just because the energy I was so hyped. I had to like get it out of me, and I did kind of calm down and got tired um, after like 2 hours of doing the show. Um, but I don't want to do those late nights are gonna be like only specials. They're gonna be rare specials that I do. That's not all the time. That's like if I go into another show and I get hyped and my energy is really high and I need to release that energy, I'll do a show like I did last night and do a late night show. It's not gonna be like how it used to be, where I used to do a all nighter because I had insomnia. I still have insomnia, but I take medication for it, so it does put me to sleep. But last night I took the medication and really didn't do nothing to me. I took the medication at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. I took my medication and I was still up and going at 2 in the morning. I'm like, my insomnia is just sometimes it gets really wild. Um, and I'm not gonna be doing all nighters. I'm not doing that again. It'll be very rare if I do it. That'll be a really rare occasion. Uh, I don't think I can handle doing a 10 hour, 12 hour show right now. I'm barely struggling right now with this 1 hour. Well, 40 minutes that I just started. I'm gonna smoke some of my medicine. Get some of my medicine in me. Probably just gonna smoke half of it and save the other half when I come back on. We could do part 3 later this afternoon. I think it'd be good to do that. I think there'll be more people. I feel the energy. It'll be a little bit more different. I can even come on. Let's see, what time is it? It's 3 o'clock. It's gonna be 3, 4, 5, 6. If I come on 6 and do like a show from 6 to 9, that'll be a pretty good number. 6, 9. Um, then I could help some people out if they want readings, or if other psychics want to come on and talk and maybe help other people. That'll be cool too. Um, I was gonna come on earlier. I just didn't because I was just tired. I was tired, and I feel tired. I feel drained. So I gotta take care of myself and build my energy back up. So you can tell I'm yawning. So I'm still tired. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap up the show now. I'm gonna wrap it up now. It'll be a short little show. It was just a little talking show. It was pretty much like a rant. It wasn't even a psychic show. It was like more of a rant show. I'll wrap it up. Take a nap. Finish my make sure my dishwasher is done, and once it's done, then I'll take a nap, and then I'll come back on here around 6 o'clock and do another 2-3 hour show. And tomorrow show will start around 6 o'clock. Also, it'll be like a 6 to 9 show, or 6 to 8, 6 to 9, depends how the flow is. And tomorrow I'll be talking about Wakanda Forever and see if it's worth watching, if it's worth for you going to the movies to watch. I'll give you my honest opinion of it. Um, would it beat Black Adam type of movie? I don't think so. I think Black Adam was a unique movie because it's The Rock, and he is a mega movie star. Besides being a awesome wrestler, great actor, great character. He knows the business. That's why he's making the millions and millions of dollars in the box office. Doesn't surprise me at all. He went to the university where he went to the university where I loved, was the University of Miami with the Hurricanes down in Miami, Florida. So he played linebacker for the Hurricanes. Never was a success story in the football field as far as like playing football. He had his moments, never made it to the pros, but with his training and his father's heritage, well, his family heritage within the wrestling business really grew in with him and made him become a super mega star in the wrestling business with WWE. And not only that, but the guy is the biggest, hottest thing in Hollywood, making more money than pretty much anyone in Hollywood. Um, and not only that, he's gonna be running for president, in the future. He's gonna be kind of like a Ronald Reagan type of individual, because he is the only problem with him is he is a Democrat. He is a Democrat, and but he's that type of Democrat that is kind of like he's like a in the middle type of person. He's a Democrat, but then he also has Republican traits, and he's good friends with a lot of Republicans. But if he does run, he'll probably end up running as a Democrat. And would I vote for him? No. I made this promise to myself that I would not vote for a Democrat ever in my life, and I'm sticking with that. It's just not my type of people. Just their policies don't match what should be. I just don't. I don't like their thoughts and their plans and how they're doing things. You can tell right now. Look at the system. Look how fucked up the go to the grocery store and do groceries, and then tell me how you feel about the democratic government we have. Go put gas in your car and then tell me how you feel about the Democratic Party. The inflation is just crazy. The food prices are ridiculous. Like you go into the grocery store and I see many people come out and they look more depressed than they went in. They look more depressed. And it's sad that these people really like have to suffer. And that sucks. You know. With the Mississippi drying out too, it's just gonna make prices for goods even more expensive. So we're in a shithole, and we're trying to climb out of it, but it's very slippery, and it's a lot of shit. So, um, Kimba, how you doing? I'm gonna come back later. I'm gonna come off for a while. I need to rest because I'm still tired from last night's show. The show last night, um, that lasted a little longer than it should have. So I'm gonna rest up a little bit, but I'm gonna come back at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm gonna do a show that'll be for like 3 hours long. So I'm gonna do it till like 9 o'clock. 9 would be a good time to finish up, and I would like for you to come on to the show. Um, just because I feel like I have more information to share with you. For some reason, I'm just itching to talk to you about something. I don't know. It's like music. It's the energy is super strong. Um, it'll be a good time to talk. So what I will do is I'm going to wrap up the show now. I will be back at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and I'll be on for 3 hours. So please keep a lookout. I'm going to program the show. As I get off the show, I'm going to reprogram a new show for later on this evening, and just keep a lookout for me. Okay. So with that said, thank you for those who stopped by. I appreciate it. I'm going to take a little rest. I'll be back at 6. Thank you, and see you then.